Hi to all you IELTS test takers out there that are wanting to get a high band score in the IELTS test. If you've watched my previous video on the 3 strategies that can be used to easily answer and effectively answer the task 2 long talk, then you will know that I promised to create a series of practice videos on where we will take various topics and we will practice these strategies so that on the day you will be fully confident to answer any topic that you're given. So this is the first of these practice videos. So what is going to happen here? We are going to select a task card at random, and we're going to investigate which we think will be the best strategy to give us the opportunity to give a full answer on this particular task. Now, on the day of the race, the day of the test, when you get your task card in your hand, there's certain things that you've got to be doing automatically. What you shouldn't be doing is sitting looking at this task card and going, oh my God, what am I going to do here? How am I going to answer this? You need to be calm and confident and read it matter of fact and be 100% sure this is not a problem. Just two decisions. One, what are you going to talk about to answer this task? And number 2, which strategy are you going to use to answer this task? That's only 2 decisions you've got to make. And hopefully, if you've practiced this enough, you will be able to do this almost instantly. Certainly by 10 seconds into your 1 minute, you should have decided these things and then be thinking about how you're going to create your answer and expand your answer, etc. So let's get down to that now. To date, I have actually taught hundreds of students to use these strategies in the IELTS speaking test. I found in general that the majority of the students that I've taught, within a few of our practice lessons on using these strategies, they tend to come down to having a preference for one of the specific strategies. Not all the same, by the way, so it is spread over the 3 that they feel more confident in dealing with. And then they tend to be able to use their preference to virtually most task cards. But it's also true to say that on the day of the race again, at the test, when they've been given the task card, it's been on a subject and a description that they have to give, that suddenly they feel, I don't think this is right for the strategy that I prefer. And they've had to revert to one of the other 2 strategies. So it's important to know all 3 strategies, because if you know all 3, then you're going to have no problem at all in answering the speaking for 2 minutes during that part of the test. That I promise you, if you practice with me. Okay, let's get into the video seriously now and the task at hand. So we're going to have our very first task card that we're going to analyze. To get the task cards, I'm asking the computer to give me a task card, so I have no control over it and no pre-planning. I'll be trying to do one every day. So there's no way I'm going to be able to plan it every day. So we're going to look at the first task card of the new series right now. I want to tell you something very, very important, actually. I know this video is about the IELTS speaking second part of the IELTS speaking test, but what I'm about to tell you applies to all of the speaking test and all of your writing test as well, where you've got to formulate information, think up information, and build out an answer to answer whatever you needed to answer. I want you may know this already, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating it to you, but you have to remember these absolute 6 tools, which will help you in any situation either to get the information you want about something or to give information and expand out on what you want to say. These 6 tools will maximize your answer, and these are who, what, where, why, when, and how. So you need to get these embedded in your mind. Okay, here we go. Our very number 1 speaking task card, and it says, describe a sport or physical activity you enjoy doing. You should say what the sport is, or what the sport or activity is, how often you do it, and who you usually do it with, and say why you enjoy this sport or activity. Well, let's look at our 3 strategies now. The first one, past, present and future. I'll attack this as though it's myself that I'm talking about. This would be a particularly good one for me. I could talk no problem on this. In the past, when I was very young, I loved to play football because that was more or less like our natural sport in Scotland. But as I got a bit older and I moved into adolescence, and I also enjoyed playing rugby. So there's a lot to talk about there. But now in the present, I'm not so active in sports. I still enjoy watching them, but for my own fitness, I like to go swimming regularly, and I like to play golf, which gives me a lot of exercise. And I also have 4 dogs that I enjoy taking out and walking, so that gives me daily exercise as well. In the future, what would I do? Well, I would hope to continue playing golf and swimming well into the future, and I hope that I will still walk my dogs well into the future. So yeah, that would be a very good way, a good strategy for myself to answer that. So let's move on to our second strategy, which is using 2 subjects. Once you talked about one, you should be able to move to a second subject. Here, that once again, for me, that'd be no problem. I could actually move between 4 here. I could start with the football, go to the rugby, go to the golf, and then go to the swimming. So it would quite easily merge easily into one conversation. So that would be another very distinct possibility as a strategy also. Now, our third strategy is focusing on positive and challenging aspects. So obviously the positive aspects of what we're talking about would be the fitness and keeping you in good shape and not going overweight, and maybe diet, and you could talk about all these aspects on keeping you healthy, and that's a very positive area. Challenging aspects, well, there might be a few, like you might not have time to play so much sport or do your activities because you're busy with studies, or you're busy with work, or you're busy with family. There could be some challenging aspects there, getting the time to do the thing. And there might be some challenges related to travel to and from, etc. Yeah, it's possibly, but I think that would be the last of the 3 strategies that I would choose. It'd come down to 1 or 2, and for myself personally, I think it would be the first one, past, present and future. That would be the way for me to go. Now, I'd just like to point something out here on this task card, this particular task card, which what I'm going to point out applies to all the task cards you will see. So there's 4 questions here. There's a what, how, who, and there's a why. So if we go back to what I was talking about before, and our 6 tools to be able to expand our answers, etc., what they haven't included there, but what you should include, is the where and when. So where do you have to go to play these do these activities or play these sports, and when do you do them? You might do, and how often do you do them? So there's plenty of scope there to expand your answer. So the first thing I suggest you do when you look at the task card, whatever the aspects of your 6 important tools, the who, what, where, when, why and how, write down what's missing, and then you, on your the top of your notepad, at the top of your piece of paper, and then you not forget to include them in your answer also, which is a very important part of getting a full answer. Now I'm going to go on and we'll look at maybe how I would start formulating the answers to these 3 strategies. We're about to look at the answers that I've given for 2 strategies here. I didn't use the third one. I've just used the past, present and future, where I've used my own life as discussing the possibilities of the answer there. And the second one is purely fictitious. It's based on the strategy of having your main answer ready, but having an alternative ready to support you should you run out of things to say. The fictitiousness in this is based on a lady who might like going to the gym or a fitness center as her main pastime, but also enjoys going to yoga. So that's the 2 subjects there. And I'll let you look at these. I'll let you listen to the answers now, and then we'll wind up from there. So here we go.
In my early years, growing up in Scotland, football was the prevailing passion among youngsters. Lunch breaks at junior school were synonymous with spirited matches, often with makeshift balls like tennis balls. It's amusing how we would adopt the personas of our favorite football stars, making those moments incredibly exciting. As time has passed, my involvement with football has shifted towards a more leisurely stance, mostly consisting of watching televised games. However, I understand the significance of staying physically active, which has led me to embrace 3 enjoyable activities that offer the exercise I need. Golf takes the lead. Weekly rounds with friends of similar skill levels add a competitive yet enjoyable dimension. The lush golf course serves as a backdrop for friendly rivalry. The inviting climate in my current locale has also paved the way for regular swimming sessions. After setting a lap goal, I spend a relaxing 10 minutes in the water, letting the tranquility wash over me. Lastly, my cherished physical activity involves my 4-legged companions, my dogs. Our walks not only ensure their happiness but also keep me moving. To sum up, the evolution of my sports engagement from boisterous football matches to a trio of leisure activities is a testament to the changing seasons of life. Golf presents a scenic challenge, swimming brings refreshing tranquility, and walking my dogs combines companionship with physical well-being. Just as a game unfolds in different stages, life too presents diverse chapters, each to be relished to the fullest.
Keeping fit is important to me. I've charted a course that combines the vigor of a fitness center with the serenity of yoga, sculpting both body and soul. Twice a week, the gym becomes my haven. Amid the clinks of weights and the rhythm of cardio machines, I challenge myself to push limits. It's like crafting a masterpiece with every workout, each repetition chiseling away the ordinary, revealing a stronger version of myself. The gym is my sanctuary, a place where sweat and determination merge, setting the stage for personal growth. Yet, there's another dimension to my journey towards well-being. Yoga, a practice that's like a gentle breeze calming the chaos, has enriched my life. The yoga mat unfolds as a canvas of self-discovery. With each pose, I stretch not just muscles but also boundaries, forging a connection between the physical and the spiritual. It's akin to creating a symphony within, where breath and movement harmonize in perfect balance. Navigating between the dynamic energy of the fitness center and the meditative calm of yoga, I've found equilibrium. Just as life demands us to waltz between bustling avenues and tranquil alleys, I've honed the skill of straddling these two realms. This dynamic duality not only fuels my physical vitality but also nurtures my mental serenity. Armed with strength and centeredness, I'm prepared to sway to the rhythm of life's ever-changing melody.
Wow. Well, that's it for this video. It has gone on a bit longer than I fully expected it to, and I am sorry for that, but I did want to make sure that we get off on the right foot and that I explain things, and that hopefully that you understand the format that we're going to be using. In the future, as I do each of the task cards that we're going to be doing, I hope it's much more condensed and we get straight down to the business and do the practice. What I do recommend is that when we do each task card, up to you, but I would recommend strongly that you also pick your strategy and then you practice making the whatever notes you want to make, and you practice your answer. You practice the speaking, see how long you're going to last. You're aiming for 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Anywhere in that bracket works perfect. To time yourself, and also, if you can, record yourself and listen to yourself. And then if you're not happy with what you say it all again, refurbish it. Practice, 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 you know. That's the big key to it all. Yes, you do need to have the vocabulary and the ability to use the language, but you need to practice these answers and how you're going to get them out at the time. One other thing I want to tell you now, just before we close, is that let's go back to this 1 minute preparation, which is critical, really. But if you use the strategies, all you've got to do is decide upon the subject that you are going to choose to pick on to answer the task. And then the strategy, that's the two. And then what do you do? That's a good question. But I'll tell you what I recommend and what I get a lot of my students doing, and it's worked well for them. Going back to our 6 special tools again, the who, what, where, when, why, and how. They write for the remainder of that minute, they write them down in the order that they want to use them. So it might be how, why, where, whatever the order they want to, their mind's working, because you want to work through it logically, how you're going to work through your answer. They write those 6 tools down, and that's their keys, because that's all you have time for. Don't let anybody tell you to start making notes and special sentences, and don't memorize things. Be natural. If you memorize things, they can see it, and if it all goes well, yeah, no problem. But many times it doesn't go well, and it detracts from your overall performance, and you pay the penalty in the band you get. Anyway, that's number 1 over. Yes. Let's move on, and I'll start getting on with number 2 straight away. So that will be up hopefully within the next day. So thanks for watching. Take care. Keep practicing. Bye for now.